battle. Is it a battle? It's never a battle, right? I always win, right?
How? How is that possible?
You tell me. Win, that's all I know.
Tell me which man goes into battle with a woman wins.
Every man.
That is not possible.
Now what we do is despite that we win, we just try to make you guys feel you win because we know you're fragile. Yeah.
Says who? Asylum?
Men.
Okay, all right, I understand that part.
That's what we say.
Men.
Good morning.
That's what you all say.
Good morning, St. Lucia, once again. Good morning to folks tuned in via channel 115 GVD TV. It's man versus woman once again, and you know it's man versus woman, right? It's not woman versus man.
Well, I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it your way.
Let me remove my glasses so I can see you better.
Because sometimes it's best, to just relax and let people. My mother used to tell us.
Now we come
play fool to catch wise. So I guess sometimes we have to do that.
You're playing fool to catch wise.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, it's still man versus woman. No matter what your mother teach you. No matter what mommy tell you, it's still man versus woman. So if you
but
want
I
to
know
play,
better. I think you know better too.
All right.
All right.
Let us start off with a question here. I mean, I'm sure you have the entire weekend to think of a question to come at me with a question. So I want to hear what's your question. What do you want to know about men? What about us that puzzle you that you want to know? You want some clarification? Something we do, something we don't do. What do you?
Yes. All right. So what I want to find out is
The answer is no.
Why is
the
yes or no answer?
No, the answer.
It's not a yes or no question. So just wait.
So hold on. If it's not a yes or no answer, then it's man.
It's man?
Yes.
What do you mean it's man?
That's the answer, man.
Just listen. All right. So I want to know, right? Why is it that when you tell a man or ask a man, let me not say tell. When you ask a man to do something, right? They take weeks, sometimes months, and you have to be at them all the time for them to do it. And then they in turn tell you that you're miserable or you talk a lot. Yes. Why do men behave that way?
Because we prioritize things. Whatever you ask, it was not that important. It's just something that you want done. So we decide that, work is important, right? Rest is important. Food is important. What you ask is something that can wait. It doesn't have to be done right away. We don't have to jump on it.
So you're telling me the grass growing up to my neck is less important?
It's not that important.
You're not going to find me in the grass. I'm going to get lost in the grass.
Maybe that's the intention. There's always a method to our madness, Just imagine it. There's always a method. There's always a method to our madness.
Interesting.
The thing is, women tend to treat everything with urgency, whereas men are more relaxed when it comes to certain things. We'll get to it when we get to it. We'll get to it when we get to it. All right.
Too relaxed.
We'll get to it when we get to it.
I know. I know.
But at the same time, when we're talking about procrastination and being late and being behind time, I think women take the cake. Just imagine,
What?
Just imagine. Most guys, most men, or boys do not grow up saying, "Oh, I want to get married. I want to get married." It's always women, girls that say that. They always say, little girls, "Oh, when I get married, you always hear them." And come the day of the wedding, who's usually 2 hours, 3 hours behind the scheduled time?
But that's the norm. Women normally take longer to get dressed.
It has become the norm.
Women
Me personally, the next time I decide that I'm
dressed.
going to get married, if within half an hour of the scheduled time she is not there, I go in by the nearest cabaret and just have a few drinks until she's ready. And you know what happened? By the time she gets there, depending on how many drinks I have had, I might just decide to change my mind.
But women normally get dressed.
You're always the most important. You guys have been planning. Most girls have been planning the wedding from ever since they can remember.
So maybe
how long have you been planning your wedding?
To be honest
Is
with
that
you,
far back, eh?
well, no. Listen, it happened. It just happened.
Right.
Honestly,
So as a little girl growing up, you didn't talk about. You didn't
I never. It
contemplate
just
when
happened.
you were going to get married.
I was just asked to get married.
The boys in your neighborhood was so bad.
Huh?
The boys in the neighborhood they were so ugly that you didn't wanna. You didn't have a little crush on no one. And
when I was growing up, I was a bookworm when I was growing up. So
you weren't
nah.
You weren't checking boys.
Nah.
Not even peeking at them.
Nah.
One eye.
I started doing that when I was about 16 thereabout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a bookworm.
So you had no girlhood boyfriend, no little crush.
Well, I think I did.
And
yes,
in the back of your mind,
think of it.
in the back of your mind, I'm gonna marry that boy.
No marriage thing.
Mom was that strict?
What? You don't want to know my parents.
But old school, the old school parents, but they used to even get into your thinking, and they know exactly what you were thinking growing up. I don't know.
Can I tell you?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Let's not go there. Leave it alone. Yes.
The old school parents, especially the fathers, they used to get in. They used to know what you're thinking. So much so that the children were afraid to think dirty thoughts.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know what happened to parenting, boy, but we need some of that again.
Those are my parents.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom was like, I know what you're thinking. My grandmother, I know what you're thinking. I know what's in your mind.
My mother used to say, you think you can use your saltfish brain on me? I've been there, done that.
All right. Oh my goodness. All right. So on the weekend, I was thinking of just there something happened, and I was actually thinking about it, and it had to do with a situation that really led me to think of man versus woman. As a matter of fact, I had to think about it. And one of the questions I figured I'd ask this morning is, well, the naval ship is here. We talked about that how much already. And what I've noticed, because I've been up to the sites a few times, just for being in the know and stuff like that, and I realized that women outnumber men
in everything
by far.
Does that surprise you?
Man shortage too. Going to the doctor.
It's not a man shortage thing.
And my question to you this morning: who do you think are more likely to take their health more seriously, men or women?
That's a question.
I want to know.
Women. Most of the time, women have to be
just afraid.
pushing men to go.
Are we afraid of doctors so much? Is that what it is?
Yes. Yes.
What is it actually being afraid of doctors, or do you think that it's just knowing the outcome, afraid of knowing what they might tell us?
Let me tell you what
that's wrong with us.
I'm speaking from my experience now.
Right.
Men always, most of the doctors that you would visit would be males, right?
Right.
Men don't want to be touched by men, period.
Right.
So most of them don't want to go to the doctor for just that one simple reason. So then you have those who just feel like, I don't need to. I'll get better soon. Yeah.
Just a little headache I have.
Yeah.
A little fever. A little tummy ache.
Whatever it is, they don't want to go.
Fellas, especially when you get to this, they warn us, they encourage us, especially when you get to the ripe age of 40. Things break down fast, right, fighters? Things are gonna break down fast when you hit 40. So you need to check yourself out. And I really want to encourage my fellow men, man versus woman, to really check up yourself, because sometimes it's better to there's an old saying. My grandmother used to always say, better is safe than sorry.
Right.
Prevention is better than cure.
That's it.
So guys, take it on yourself. Start taking responsibility for your own self, your own health. When you get to that age of 40, not even 40, but when you feel something is wrong with you, know your body. Check it out. Check it out early enough, because too many of us are dying too young. We're dying very young these days now, And a lot of it, I would say a lot of people would have known that they have underlying medical issues or health issues, or they don't feel well, they feel different, and they did nothing about it. And that's what really causes the death,
Yes.
If the doctors can detect early enough, then they certainly can help to at least prolong your life, depending on what the illness is. So I'm encouraging you, folks, guys, ladies, everyone. Check yourself out.
I think persons are taking advantage of it, because I went there. I wanted to see one of the doctors.
Right.
So I went there on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
I got there at about some minutes after 9
a.m.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yes, and the
You
place.
want me to give you a joke?
I couldn't get in.
You want me to give you my joke? I got there at 4 a.m. on Saturday morning, Cultural Center. People were there from 10 o'clock the night before.
Okay. So that's what I'll have to do to see one of those dogs.
Oh, you're not going to see nothing anymore. Trust me. Believe me, at this point,
Oh my goodness.
that's it. But let me tell you, they have extended. Yesterday, there was no clinics. They didn't see anyone yesterday because the weather was really bad. Vitas, if you check in VMix, you will see a video with like the boat, and we can show it to our viewers. The weather was very, very bad, so they weren't able to leave the ship, right, to see anyone. So what happened is yesterday was basically an off day. So if you're viewing via television right now or Facebook, you can actually see the weather. You can see the water, how much it's moving. It actually at one point covers the entire step that the doctors have to come down on to get on that bad. So what they did is they canceled yesterday, Sunday, but they extended because today was supposed to be the last day. They extended to tomorrow. Right?
Today is the last day.
Today was supposed to be the last day. Yes, today Monday.
Really?
And
so that means I'll have to sleep over tonight.
Tonight, yeah. You might have to head there when you leave here and just stay there
Oh
till tomorrow if you want to get through. So they've extended. So lucky for us, they expect. And I think a lot of people held back because there was so much negativity, so much talk in media, and people were trying to tell them, it's experiment the American government that they're going to do and this and that. And a lot of people kind of held back. But once the word was out, I mean, I could give my personal experience because guess what? Remember I told you I was going to be first in line? I was first in line. I was the first person to see a doctor at the Cultural Center.
Wow.
Right? And in all my years of going to doctors, I think that was one of the most pleasant experience.
Wow.
Honestly. The doctor that I had seemed a little older, right? He was very caring. He was very, very explanatory. He explained everything that was going on with me. I had to do some lab tests.
So you did the test right
away?
Right,
everything was done right there. The way it's set up is as a hospital. Okay. So you have your check-in. Then they bring you to triage where they check your vitals and everything else. And depending on what you're there for, then you'll be put in the section to see the doctor or the professional to help you with whatever you were there. I found that the experience was a very good one. The doctor made me feel very comfortable. He explained everything. He put his hand on my shoulder while he was talking to me, and he sort of explained the entire procedure for me.
Right.
Then I did some blood work, and I came back to him, and he explained what was found in the blood work and that type of thing. And then I was brought to the pharmacy to get some medication, right? And after that, he actually recommended that I sit with a nutritionist and go over a few things. So I had a very good experience there. I wasn't able to go back, and some people had the intentions to go there and get everything checked, like me. But unfortunately, because of the need, the demands, that you're only allowed to check one thing at a time.
Honestly, with the bad publicity in the media and all of that, I never expected that kind of response.
The turnout,
and that's a good thing.
I heard this from one of the people in charge from the U.S. Naval ship, that this was on the very first day. He said that I overheard a conversation where he was saying that this is one of the biggest turnouts they've had so far, and that was on the first day. Now I think day 2 and 3 was double, triple, and everything else.
Wow.
But
on Saturday, when I got there, there were people waiting on the outside, and inside was already full.
I think
they met their mark for the day already.
I think that was done from about 3 o'clock in the morning.
That was 9 in the morning.
People were packed under the tent that they originally set up to accommodate people. The seatings were all gone. There was people standing around the tent, right? I don't want to guesstimate, but trust me, there was a lot of people there.
I can imagine.
You know, even on Wednesday after I got in, and when I was done and I came out and I was discharged, I looked around and I say, you know what? There's a lot of money being saved here.
Yes.
A lot of money. St. Lucians definitely who had the opportunity to see the doctors, the medical doctors. We saved a lot of money. Yeah. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Just think of the price of a visit to a doctor, private doctor.
Not to mention the medication.
And the medication. And I think what the key really is so that people can do follow-up. So they referred you to the Ministry of Health, so that they can get you follow-up. So I think what it is that a good way to look at it is that we have started a process so that people who had ailments and probably didn't even know can now continue on with treatment to make sure they get better. So it has to be a win-win for us here in St. Lucia. It has to be a winning situation for us. No matter how small it is, and a lot of people complain. Oh, I only get this, I only get that. Well, you know what? It's something you didn't have.
You'll always find those
prior to this. So take advantage of it. I mean, take full advantage of it. Be thankful that you had the opportunity to get in, because there's a lot of people who did not get in.
Yes.
A lot of people.
Like myself.
Who wanted to be there and didn't get in. So
like
you
me.
just have to be.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah. Procrastination. So maybe next time.
No, I think I'll get in. I might have to sleep over, since tomorrow you say they're leaving, right?
Yes.
No, they're leaving tomorrow.
No, tomorrow is the last day.
Okay.
So they'll have another day of clinic tomorrow.
Oh boy.
So it means that if you want, you can leave here and you can go there and sit and wait until tomorrow. Until tomorrow. Yeah. That's the only way. That's how many people at both of the centers, the Cultural Center and the OKEU Owen King Hospital, that is how many people they have waiting to get in. So chances are.
And I was thinking that maybe it's just the Cultural Center because it's more central than the OKU. So the OKU was experiencing that too. Yes. So St. Lucians are really making use of this.
They are, and I'm glad because there's a lot of people who really needed it. And like I said, they, for whatever reason, they're not bringing themselves to see doctors. So this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for them to get something started. And I hope that they do follow up, do the follow-ups that's recommended. Right. Don't just go to one time and see the doctor, get diagnosed, and then get some medication, and then when that's done, it's done. No, do your follow-up. I think they were taking names. Whoever was recommended for follow-ups, the Ministry of Health were taking their names and advising you as to where to go from here. So take advantage and follow through. Follow through.
Yes.
All right. Wow. It is 26 minutes after the hour, and of course, you're in Man versus Woman. We do have a situation this morning.
Yes.
And why don't we get to it? Yeah. You want to do the honors?
All right, here we go. I was seeing this girl, so it means it's a guy that's
sending us this. Yes.
All right, let me start again. Good day, guys. I was seeing this girl for about 6 weeks when she decided that she did not want to be involved in a relationship at that time or in her life. We had not seen each other. We had not seen I think the person wanted to say each other, for about 3 weeks when she contacted me and was making small talk. She called again a couple of days later and asked why I hadn't called her back. After a week, I sent an email to her and said hi. She responded with, "Well, it took you long enough." Ever since then, we have been hanging out again, but she is focusing on her career now and can't devote enough time towards a relationship. She sounds closer than she was before, but still is not committed to dating. We talked about this today, and we are going to remain friends and still hang out, but with no strings attached. She knows how I feel about her. I don't love her, but I could. We are perfect for each other. We both agree. but for some reason the relationship will not go any further with this career thing on her mind. My question to you is, should I remain friends with her and still hang out and kiss and stuff, or should I just walk away? I really think that she may come around eventually and I'll be there for her. It's a tough call, but I need some pointers and some advice.
You're asking aside of Mr. Somebody called me Mr. Negative on Saturday. No, I'm not negative. I just like to give the harsh reality. And first of all, right? First of all, my brother, 6 weeks you guys hung out together, and then you basically called it off, or she called it off. It simply means that after 6 weeks, she has decided that she didn't want to continue a relationship with you. For whatever reason, maybe you didn't put enough sugar in the tea. Maybe you didn't stand up to her expectations. Maybe she thought that you were different, and then now that she got to spend some time with you, she saw
it's not what she was.
It's not what she is expecting. That could have happened for a lot of different reasons. Now, the thing is, go ahead.
I have somebody just wrote, walk away, waste of time.
And I
she's already showing enough signs that you're not that important. Other opportunities may arise where it's back to just being friends again. And then the person continues, while he's waiting on her, his soulmate out there losing patience waiting on him.
Yeah. All right, so and I agree with you. I mean, some relationships start off on the wrong note, situation like this you could never tell really if he decides to hold on, and if she's genuine, if what he's saying is genuine, then it could happen down the road. But most females would not tell you that they rather be friends.
No, but couldn't
right? If they, if they have interest in you, guys are usually the ones that would say that.
Yeah, but look at it. Look at the situation, right? He's saying that she's pursuing a career, right? She probably likes him, but right now he's being a distraction to him.
Distraction to
so she wants to remain
What's pursuing
friends.
a career though? I mean, is she working? Is she going to school?
Well, it sounds like she's going to school. Based on what.
Okay, so you can find time to hang out with me, right? But you can't find time to be in a relationship. What's the difference? Because the thing is, if you're hanging out with me and you know there's expectations, it adds more pressure to it.
Right, but
don't you think?
But she, remember, they decided that they would just hang out. They would just hang out and be friends for now.
I'm not gonna hang out with nobody.
But he says he doesn't love the girl, so.
But he's saying that he could fall in love with her, which means that he has intentions. He wants to, get closer to her.
Okay.
And the danger of that is, while we are being friends, hanging out, I'm getting closer to you and falling in love with you.
Well, yeah, but.
Meanwhile, you could be headed in the opposite direction.
True that.
So I'm not gonna mix it. I am not going to mix it. I'm not saying that we can't be friends, but when we hang out, it has to be, more on a friend hangout kind of thing. Like he talk about being kissing and stuff. That's just setting himself up.
Yeah.
He's setting himself up. I'd rather you say, look, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm going grocery Friday night. Let's make a lima. And we enjoy ourselves, then you go your way, I go my way. But you see the kissing and that is a dangerous part of it.
Yeah, and then you looking at,
because then you're expecting more.
Why kiss? Why are you kissing if you're not in love with the person? I don't know. That's just me. I ain't kissing nobody.
I actually believe that our writer here is a little confused as to what he wants.
I guess
right?
He is,
because if you want to be with this young lady and she doesn't want a relationship right now, you're setting yourself up.
Yeah.
You're gonna invest all this time. And she's going to say, but I did tell you that I do not want a relationship. Because you obviously are trying to get closer to her. I would say, try something else. If you want to be friends with her, be friends with her. Don't mix it. Do not mix it. And that's the dangers. That's the danger in, you know, it's the mixing, is having that underlying intention.
Right. All right. I have something here. The person put LOL. Then the person said, but if he don't love her, why should he stay? Person also says, if he just want to make out, that's not a good reason to stay. It will not have taste.
Okay, that too. But eventually, you know, it is going to go sour. You know,
Yes.
I believe that the young lady, she talks about, you know, he talks about her having, you know, her focus in different places, her career or whatnot. I think she's making excuses. I think she likes your company. Maybe you're very generous when you go out, you know, and there is a lot of people I know like that. They would go out with you or hang out with you because when they go out, they know they have to worry about nothing.
Whoa.
I think that could be it.
But wait, because listen, this person now says, also what you, hold on, it's the same person. Also, what you doing with a girl who just want to use you for your money if you have? And then he says, she's unstable.
She's unstable. That is exactly where I was going, because I get a feeling that when they go out, we know the norm is whenever a man and a woman goes out, is the man will foot the bill, right? That's the norm. Very rare, unless it's really two good friends.
But what?
Very rare.
It doesn't say anything about you having money.
Most women, when they go out, when you invite them out, they expect you to pay for everything. Everything. They would not even buy a glass of water for you. And just to make it look balanced, you know, they expect you, and the thing is, they'll bring their friends. Well, it's me and my girls. You know, you offer them a drink, it's me and my girls. It's three of us.
Serious.
That's a regular thing. So we expect that. So I believe that the young man has taken her out on a few dates, and she expects that he takes care of everything, and she likes that. He's very generous. But maybe he's not her type. That's why she doesn't want.
I think so.
He's not the type of guy that she would normally date. Or she rather a little bad boy or something.
Listen to this.
He's too much of a gentleman.
The same person again. On the other hand, she loves him. He loves her. But he just can't accept that school comes first. But I understand with him. She should have taken school serious when she had the chance, not when it's time to settle and live. If you're going back to look for education, some women have priority back to front. Hey, hello.
Priorities.
Sometimes the education she looking for, she don't need it. She just likes school and cannot finish it.
That person said a lot. They did say a lot, and it's true. You know, a lot of times people have their priorities mixed up. When they're in school, they don't want to be in school, and when they're out of school, they want to be in school.
But come on,
you know, and both men and women do that. Not just women alone. Both men and women.
Oh,
but you'll find women on the
I know you were going to
larger
say that
majority doing that.
I know you were going to say that.
For a lot of different reasons. Some of them, they make mistakes, they get pregnant, they have to fall out, and then they try to get back in, and that type of thing. But my thing is, I do believe that somewhere along the line, this young lady likes him as a friend. He likes her more than a friend. He wants the relationship. He wants a relationship with her, and that's the danger right there.
Yeah. Sometimes
we have to recognize the signs. We have to check ourselves and recognize the signs, because it can set us up.
And could it be that when they started out, as you said, right, what she was looking for in him, she didn't see it.
Right.
Now she's growing, maybe socially, educationally, and whatnot, and he's just there on one level and he's not moving. Women generally tend to pull away from men when
because
that
of
happens.
That?
Yes.
Because you see, again, and that just shows how selfish a woman can be, you know. Because,
that's not being selfish.
Let me tell you, if you're in a relationship, right? This is how I see it. If you're in a relationship and you start off here, getting to the next level really takes effort on both of your sides. Both men and women should make the effort. Now, because, for instance, he might not have finished school, might not have an education, a proper education to land in that office job. You might be lucky enough to have had that, and because you're growing in status, you feel that because now that you're making it up the ladder, your boyfriend or your husband now still a truck driver and you're ashamed of it or whatever. Help the man, help him. Because
that's what I was getting at.
You know,
it's not a case. I'm not looking at it at a case where she's rising and he's just there. You're rising, and you see a woman rising, right, and you're just stuck in one little old corner, and you decide you're not moving.
It's up to the woman also to encourage him.
I agree with
to
that.
Encourage him to make every day a better day.
I agree with that.
You know, I've been in, my relationship where, I've encouraged the person to do better. When that opportunity came from
both of you
one position in the company to the next, and you came and you said, look, what do you think of this idea? This position is available. Should I apply for that? I definitely would push you.
Yes.
I should be able to push you.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, it makes it better for both of you. But there are some people, when you push them and they get to that status, that level, they start looking back at you.
I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree. And I've heard of, I know of cases where a man will spend his last dime to put a woman through school.
Yeah.
And when she's done, she turn her back on that man.
Or even in a matter of fact,
that is the reason why sometimes you see men behave a certain way. You can't blame them.
You can't blame them.
Yeah.
Just growth in general. I mean, you met when you were here. You didn't have this. You didn't have that, and then you grow together. When you feel that you're comfortable enough, it's like, okay, I don't need you anymore.
And that's unfair.
And a lot of men
that is so unfair.
A lot of men fall prey to that. They end up having to walk away from relationships that meant a lot to them just because that person feels now that they're bigger and better now, so they don't need you anymore. And I think this could be something that could be happening in a smaller scale, in its infancy stage.
I'm looking at because I'm looking at now that we're discussing it, and it seems like there's something like that going on here.
Mind you, I mean 6 weeks is nothing. They dated for 6 weeks. Now they broke up, went their separate ways. Now she's saying that they got back together. We can be friends, we can hang out, we can enjoy each other's company, but I'm not really interested in a relationship. But he's saying to himself that he can grow into a relationship with her, and he wants to know what to do. Now I believe, my brother, 6 weeks is nothing, really. I mean, what can you do in 6 weeks? How much can you get to know someone in 6 weeks, right? As to getting back together, it's all good and well. You guys can go out and enjoy yourself, but I think you need to safeguard your heart, because it sounds like you're ready to fall in love again, fall in love with this young lady, and she's not having that right now. So I think you need to safeguard your heart and just play it. If she wants to hang out. But hang out with the intention that nothing major is going to become of this.
I would not advise him to do that either, because
the thing is, it's okay if he knows what he's getting into.
But based on what he's saying right there, he's a bit fragile right now. Putting himself in the position where he's going to be seeing this girl. Remember, they said that when they go out on dates, they kiss and stuff like that. He's only setting himself up to be hurt. I don't think that you should, go out. If you can remain friends, but to say go on dates, I would not advise that. Based on her stand now.
I mean, they can. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with a little beach lime. You go Pigeon Island on a Sunday evening, you just go there and lime if he drives.
Yeah, hanging out. Dates, you going on dates, I don't advise that. At all.
I think it's okay, as long as he knows that, hey, there's a possibility that this girl is going to turn around and say, okay, I had enough. So as long as he knows that, as long as he knows that, this is something that is just, we're just having fun.
But he knows that
if he invests his time,
he knows that,
and put that in there. If he puts that in there, he's setting himself up.
He knows that, but he's still expecting something. Based on the letter, he's still expecting something. He knows that, but is almost like, okay, she says this, but I am hoping for
that.
Yes. So I would not advise him to go on any dates with this young lady. You can not really stay away, but getting all that, doing all that hanky panky and these kind of things, I wouldn't advise.
I'll give you a number. He can call you.
Why?
To hang out. Maybe he should try Maybe he should try something new. I do believe so. I believe he should try something new. I think he needs to shelf this relationship, this so-called relationship. Shelf it. Put it away.
Yeah,
right? Because put it away. Move it out of your head.
That's not healthy at all.
Let the young lady go away. Obviously, she and who knows? Maybe she's using that as an excuse because she's already have somebody else that she's close to.
Even that.
Because she knows that she benefits by being around him.
Yeah.
Then she would just basically brush it off as, I'm too busy with school. I'm too busy with my career.
Right.
So I can't really invest the time.
After 3 weeks, you calling the man making small talks. What you playing?
I frankly believe that she needs a little bit of an attitude adjustment. I mean, only now you feel to respond. I mean, right then and there, I roll my eyes and say, okay, to hell with you. Yeah. I'll be walking away from you right away. Only now you feel. I respond when I get a chance. You don't even know what I'm doing or what I've been up to. Also, I hadn't called back. Okay, so she says in a couple, she called and wondered why he hadn't called back in a couple of days. Maybe he was just trying to make up his mind.
Yeah.
Trying to decide whether or not he should call back, because guess what? I haven't heard from you in weeks.
All right, after calling back, he's saying that she sounds closer than she was before, but still is not committed to dating. He's setting himself up.
Right, and now she's realizing that, hey, you know what, boy, out of all the people I've dated in the last 3 weeks, he's the only one that really took me out and spent his money well.
Yeah, to go there.
So she came back with the intention of getting you back in the lineman phase, where you used to hang out. Yeah, that's what I feel like. That's how I feel that this whole thing went down. She maybe got other people that she's talking to, and she has just basically come to the realization that the other guy isn't really as generous as you.
Yeah.
So I'll try to get back in your good books.
Hold on, the same person is very active this morning.
Right.
Hold on,
let me hear what you have to say.
Let me see what they say now. The side man was not available. That's why she called. Or she missed the hanging out.
I really I'm gonna stay away from that one. I'm gonna stay. And that could very well be the truth,
Yeah.
That could very well be the truth. The other guy that she's talking to was not available, so she decided to call back.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I don't know. I just believe that we need to be more careful when it comes to dating. Get to know people. 3 weeks, I can walk away from at 3 weeks. I then don't even see that as a relationship.
No. Not even 3 months.
That's not a relationship.
No.
I think we need to take our time, get to know people better. Maybe if he did that, he would realize that, or he would be more certain of the reasons why she's saying that she's not wanting to have a relationship with him.
Right.
So, buddy, take your time. Take the time
slow
and get to know this young lady.
Go in snail mode.
Get to know this young lady. Take the time and figure out whether or not you really want to be in a relationship with her. Maybe you might see that she's just there for one thing and one thing only. Right. As you said, you want to know if you should continue dating and kissing and stuff. I would just not even get into any of that with her. Get to know her first. Prioritize.
Right.
Make it a priority to find out what this young lady is all about. Who knows? Maybe you'll realize that she's just one of those young ladies. And I'm not saying that there are a lot of them out there. There's a few that just they're playing. They can be worse than men. They call us the ultimate players, and there's some young ladies out there who are the ultimate players.
Of course,
and she could just be she could just be one of them, where she's just trying to see, what she can get. You guys go out and you always putting the bill, take her out, you enjoy yourself, she's having a good time, but she doesn't want you. She doesn't want to be in a relationship with you.
If you're focusing on a career, well, that's our excuse.
Right.
How does that prevent you from having somebody in your life?
Well, it depends, you know. Some people tend to like to focus on what they're doing and not have any distractions. And yes, a relationship can be a distraction. It can be.
If you have the right person, I don't think it should be.
Well, that's the thing, though. So not everyone knows that, and not everyone is willing to explore that.
Wow.
Right? Because I mean, they sound very young. She's still trying to get her career going. Studies together, help you study, but these things don't ever happen anymore.
Yeah, true. Well,
these things don't ever happen anymore.
You remember the last one we had when the girl wanted to know if she should give an ultimatum.
Yes.
Well, I think he should do that now.
He should give himself an ultimatum. Because I don't think this has to do with the young lady, you know. I think this has to do with him. I think he needs to decide what he wants, and he needs to decide what is going to work best for him. And I think based on the situation that he sent us, that's not working for him.
Yeah.
That is not working for him, because he talks a lot about you know, whether or not he should continue, and that he is willing to learn to love this person or to love this person.
And not only that, he says that he thinks that she may come around eventually, and that he'll be there for her.
Well, I hope you're willing to make that sacrifice in time, because you might wait another year and she don't come around.
And she don't come around.
She come around the other corner.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll come around the other corner to the other guy. So I suggest that you take it easy, my brother. There's a lot of fish in the sea, as we say. There's a lot of fish in the sea. So you go fishing. Maybe you should go fish.
He says that he's not in love with her, but based on his letter, it sounds like he's already
in love with her. Sounds like he is in love with her.
Yeah.
Sounds like he is in love with her.
Sounds like he's already in love with her.
If he's not in love with her, he's definitely working towards it, and he wants a relationship with her. I suggest you just move on. You know, if you want to keep the friendship, but do not expect anything more from her, because she obviously does not want to give, right? If you do, you're just setting yourself up for that ultimate go-well, if you want to call it. So he's gonna get good. But all in all, I do believe that he needs to walk away from that. It's not a good environment for him right now.
That's not healthy at all.
You know,
I would walk away.
If in fact that school is the issue why she doesn't want a relationship, kudos to her, and he should respect that. So there are two things here that's telling him that he needs to leave her alone. You know, he needs to find someone else that might be in that, you know, frame of mind that he's in. She talks about not being ready because of school and her career. So we're assuming that she's in school, right? Yes. Or a job that she's working hard at, right? That and the fact that, you know, you're still here guessing. So I don't believe the time that you've spent together, 6 weeks, is enough to even brand that anything. I mean, for me, that's not even a friend. That's not even a friendship.
Yeah.
6 weeks?
6 weeks.
Not even a friendship.
Not even a friendship. You're right.
Not even a friendship. Right. I mean, you can't get to know someone to brand them a friend in 6 weeks. You think you can?
No.
That's just like an acquaintance. No. You just getting to know that person.
As for me, I'm very careful as to who I pull into my circle. So 6 weeks is definitely a no for you to be my friend.
So definitely a no for you to be in a relationship with me.
Exactly.
Because we still, you know, a lot of times after 6 weeks, we still don't even know each other's last name. Not even the last name we know.
Exactly.
You know.
So a relationship, a steady relationship at that point, not wise. Not wise at all.
So we got about 8 minutes left. Inside Man versus Woman. So what's your final thought on the whole situation?
Well, I think that he should move on because she's not prepared to commit in any way to him.
Which is strange because I find, I'm not to cut you, stick a pin. I find that women are usually in the situation that my friend here is in.
Yes.
Women are usually the ones who's trying to figure out whether or not this relationship is going to work, or whether this person wants to be with me or not. And it's the reverse here.
Exactly.
So that's what made this a little special here this morning. Right. So as you were saying.
Yeah. So I think he should move on. At the end of the day, what if she decides that, listen, I don't want you, I'm not interested in you, and then because of this continuous dating, he's falling for her. He's getting
closer.
So I'd advise him to just let go while it's safe. Yeah, move on.
Yeah, I agree with you. And right now it is very safe. I think you wouldn't lose anything. You haven't invested enough time into this so-called relationship where you're going to, have a major breakdown over it. No.
And he says he's not in love with her.
Right. So I think if she's not interested now, she more than likely not going to be interested. Because I believe that in the early...
You think if he starts pulling away, she'd begin to... Because, women
But you see, the thing is now, that is
coming
kind
out
of tricky.
too strong.
That is kind of tricky because
let's see what happens.
It's kind of tricky because what I would say is, if he starts pulling away and then she starts trying to push a little harder, is because she realizes she's missing something. Might not necessarily be him, because we talk about that.
Yeah,
right?
True.
So in my mind, I believe that as a youngster, when you meet, or as a matter of fact, anyone in general, when you meet people, when you meet someone for the first time, that's where the most fire is. That first couple of weeks of the relationship is the most fire.
Yes.
And as you get closer, the fire kind of, the intensity gets a little less.
Right.
So if there's no fire now, in the early stages of the relationship, brother man,
move on.
Brother man, if there ain't no fire now, there ain't gonna be no fire.
Hit the road, Jack.
There ain't going, because you ain't gonna get wet coals to light.
Oh my goodness.
So
move on.
I think you should find someone else that you are interested in and try to see if that would work for you. And if that doesn't work, well, keep trying. You seem young, and the key there though is I want to encourage you to get to know that person. Because sometimes you see someone, they might get excited when you see them, when they see you, when you're in their company, they get excited. But truly they're not really as into you as we think they might be. So it's important that you get to know that person, get to know where they are mentally, and whether or not they really want to be in a relationship. Because sometimes we see people, we get close to them, we want a relationship, but they're not ready for it. And that usually happens with guys, where a girl will meet a guy, and especially younger guys. I'm talking about the younger guys. And they start hanging out, they start dating, but she might want a relationship and he might not be ready for it. And there's a lot of guys who is that's almost a career for them. They're never ready. That's their job. I'm never ready for a serious relationship. So we brand those guys, a certain way in society, and that's just the way it is. Those
are the players,
right? Well, you know what? If you want to call it that. But also, we are seeing a lot of women doing the same thing these days.
Yes.
There's a lot of women who do not
want
they don't want to be in a relationship.
I remember they used to say, girls, you can't do what the guys do and still be a lady.
Not anymore.
But that doesn't
matter anymore.
That doesn't
and these women that are doing it, they are better than the men.
Really though?
Yes. And they boast. We learn from the best. It's true. We learn from the best. So we, again, I encourage my brother to just, you can play it safe. You can play by ear, but play it safe.
Yes.
You can still hang out with her if you want. It's your choice.
No.
But don't invest any time.
I wouldn't do that.
Do not invest the heart. Do not get the heart involved. Hang out, enjoy her company.
Well,
whatever fun you guys have, enjoy it. But do not put the heart in it, because I don't believe she wants heart in the relationship or the friendship or whatever it is you want to call it.
I don't think she would mind. I don't think she would mind him falling in love with her, because that way she would be sure to be holding him.
But it's not right.
It's not right.
That's not right.
It's wrong.
Young lady, if you're listening,
but based on what is happening here,
if you are listening,
she wouldn't mind, so that At least she would have him in the palm of her hands. Yes.
Oh boy, that's another.
That's what I'm getting.
That's another tactic that's used for people who generally tend to use people. You know.
Yes.
Keep you around just because. The friends with benefits.
Yes.
That's what it is. Friends with benefits.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay. Well, I say run for the hills, my brother. Run for the hills.
Exactly, run.
Run for the hills.
And don't look back.
Run for the hills. Find somebody who get to know someone. As a matter of fact, just get to know somebody else.
Yes.
Get to know that person, and then you make that calculated decision as to whether or not you want to be in a relationship with them, and then you can start working on that.
Yeah, remember the person said earlier that your soulmate might be waiting
for you somewhere. So you could be spinning your topi in the wrong mud. Spinning your top in the wrong mud. All right. So get to know the young lady, and then you make a decision whether or not, because he seems like a very nice guy. Seems like a guy that is new to it. Because trust me, if it was one of those so-called players, these guys they don't care.
Yes.
They wouldn't care. All right, so we got about a minute onto the hour for 11, and of course we got to wrap it up. We got to get out of here. Of course, I want to say thank you very much, people, for making Channel 115 GVD TV and Hitz FM your choice. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow. I know it's Monday. Everybody's a little tired today. We seem a little tired today. Had a long weekend. This was a very, very tiring weekend for all of us.
Yes.
And here's hoping that you were able to go out and get through to see the doctors at the clinics that the U.S. Naval ship is offering, and hope that you continue on with your treatment. Don't just go and get the medication and be done with it. Go and continue on. So we want to thank the folks. Javid, good morning. Thank you very much for making this possible. Hitz FM, the crew here. And we also want to, before I leave, I really want us to thank you, America.
Yes. Thanks.
Thank you, America.
Because they didn't have to do it.
Yeah, thank you, America. And I think I speak for all St. Lucians who have taken advantage of this of the medical.
Oh, and just before we go,
yes,
I'll be talking about a new clothing line that's coming out tomorrow.
All right,
I'll talk about that tomorrow.
A new clothing line coming out.
Yes.
All right, St. Lucia, thank you very much. And of course, you tune into Hitz 92.1, 91.1, the Maximum Music Authority. I go by the name of Asylum alongside Miss Suzette. You like when I say a name like that, right? Miss Suzette. Yeah, no? You don't like it?
Asylum?
Uh-huh.
What you doing?
I'm calling your name. I'm introducing you to the people.
That's not my name.
What's your name?
My name is Suzette. Not Suzette.
say it again?
No.
Not what? No. St. Lucia, we're out of here. Have yourself a wonderful one. Enjoy the rest of the day. It's beautiful outside. And whatever you do, put safety first, all right? And thank you very much. Join us tomorrow, same place, same time, right there in Hitz FM and Channel 115 GVD TV for Man versus Woman. Once again, we're out of here.